Welcome to Hood Champion Boxing and Sports. In boxing, you find a way to win or you find a way to lose. Jermell Charlo, the Houston Hammer, one of two Houston Hammers. Amazing performance. He came through. Now, one of 8 undisputed champions in the 4-belt era, the first at 154 pounds. Jermell Charlo is the truth, people. And if you didn't like Jermell Charlo before tonight, you can't help but like and love that guy, man. At the end of that fight, the way he spoke, the way he conducted himself the way I've been hoping to see him conduct himself, finally. And you know what? He conducted himself like a professional. He had every opportunity at the end of that fight, the way he savagely KO'd Brian Castaño, he could have really made it nasty. We're talking about USA versus Argentina. He could have talked about how he hurt him. He could have talked about USA's the best. Argent. He could have said so many nasty things that I think wouldn't have surprised me if he said that, because we know he can be a bit temperamental. But he conducted himself like a professional. And he talked a lot about, he spoke from a spiritual perspective as well. And I am very, very glad to see this fella totally distance himself from the rest of the pack at 154. This is how you do it, people. But let's not get it twisted now. I know I wasn't the only one sitting there on the edge of their seats, just waiting for Castaño to drop him. Because Castaño was hitting him with that right hand. And I was like, man, when they got into those exchanges in close, just like last time, I was like, man, he's about to drop him. But Charlo was doing a couple things really good. Wrapping him up, one, but Charlo don't even know how to tie up on the inside. He didn't even know how to grab the man's arms. Charlo's so used to fighting that he didn't even know how to wrap him up and tie him up. But it was good enough to blunt Castaño's offense. But Charlo was throwing that uppercut, and he was going to the body, and he used his jab more. It was the jab, his jab upstairs, downstairs, and that damn left hook and the uppercut, man. And he fought at he tried to keep it in the middle of the ring, but Charlo was just a fighter. But Castaño it's the way he was throwing that right hand. He was hiding it. He wasn't looping it. He wasn't cocking it back. He had it up by his chin because he fights out of that high guard. And he was dipping his head in and then shooting the right hand over Charlo's lazy left hand. And sometimes he would just throw a lead right hand, and he was catching Charlo. He caught Charlo more than I wanted him to, but Charlo was putting the hands on Castaño as well. But when you look at what, you got to look at, Charlo is something special, man. And the way he knocked Castaño out, the way they stopped that fight, same thing with Harrison. Almost the exact same way. Big left hook, fella goes down, gets up, backpedaling, gets hit with a couple shots. But Harrison didn't get hit. I think it was an uppercut. But the way his head went all the way back, where you could see his tonsils. The same thing with Castaño, got hit with that hook uppercut. His way his head snapped back like that, I was like, damn, he's gonna kill him. And I'm glad Jermell threw that last shot was to the body of Castaño, and not come back with the right hook or just 3-4 more shots to his head, because Castaño was a sitting duck. And Charlo could have hurt him. But let me tell you, a very good fight. And when you think about the ingredients necessary to make up a good fight, like what constitutes a really good fight, is when you're on the edge of your seat. When you find yourself jumping up out the chair shouting at the TV. Some of you probably just do that anyway because you're crazy. But for me, I ain't gonna lie. I get into them by my kids, man. They do too, but they were like, I was jumping up, shouting at the TV when my son was playing Cahoots on his computer, man, and I scared him, man. You know, we were laughing at him. But we get loud in here. And I know you guys have to get loud too. Because it's just the excitement of the fight, man. But Jermell Charlo, it's really, you know, nothing for this man to do now. You know, we got to see if he's going to keep all those belts. It's a lot of damn belts. Some of those sanctioning fees are like $300,000, man. I don't know what his purse is. I had to look that up. But some of those sanctioning fees for just one specific organization, and he has, what, 4? I'm talking about over $1 million, man, in sanctioning fees. Just to be their champion. Remember, man, you're going to have the WBC belt or any of those belts. You have to pay to be the champion. They give you the belt. Okay, you won the fight, you won the belt. Cool, we want you, but you have to pay me. And we're going to see, excuse me, we're going to see how long he holds on to those belts. It's a lot of damn money. That's why Floyd was like, nah, enough of this. Giving these guys all this money. Okay, I won the belt. It's mine. Okay, now here. Throw it back out to let somebody else fight for it. Floyd didn't care. But we're going to see how long he holds on to it. That's a lot of money to throw away, man. But Jermell Charlo is out of here. He's talking about maybe go up to 160 pounds and fight there. But to be honest with you, okay, so he did great, all right? I'm just going to give you it all in one video. Normally I split this up into like 4 videos, but so he did well tonight. He did what he was supposed to do. It wasn't easy. He got through it. Okay, got the W. We're glad for him. Do you really think Jermell Charlo beats Terrence Crawford? See, this is another video, but I'm just going to talk right now. Do we really think he'll beat Terrence Crawford? The way he fought tonight, Jermell looked, he looked like he went back to the drawing board, made some changes, and they worked out. But did he look a little stiff, a little robotic? He looked a little sloppy in some instances. Do you really think that style of fighting, his hands didn't look super quick, but he's powerful. Do we really think that he could clip Terrence Crawford? Yeah. These late nights, man. You gotta be tired. But do you really think he can beat Terrence Crawford? Some people say Terrence Crawford is really a 140-pounder. Terrence Crawford has no business fighting at 147. That's what some people say. He only has one belt. He'll never get the other belt from Spence. Spence is naturally a bigger man. Spence will just steamroll Crawford. You know, I don't know about that. Now they're talking about if Crawford goes up to 154, he should not, because he's too small. So my thing is this. It doesn't matter how small they say Crawford is. Crawford, you can't pinch a half an inch of fat on that man. So Crawford can easily get up to 154, and then he's no longer a small guy. He's not really a 140-pounder. That's like Earl Spence is not really a 147-pounder. Earl Spence should be fighting at super heavyweight. Earl Spence walk around at 205 or something crazy, man. But the way he gets out of 147, you know, it's because he's more disciplined since the car accident. But how the hell he gets down to 147? It's crazy. It really is. And I don't edit yawns out of videos because I'm human. You know what I'm saying? But we'll see. But I just think Charlo and he just didn't look quick enough to handle Crawford. He didn't look quick enough. He definitely has the power, but he doesn't look fast enough on his feet. And he did a lot of moving around. But I honestly think Crawford has a good chance of beating Jermell. I really do. And I think if Jermell was to fight Earl, I think Earl would beat him. Because Earl just nonstop. And Jermell, his stamina, I don't think will be able to keep up with that work rate. I think Jermell would just find himself on the ropes and kind of curled up and in the defensive mode most of the fight. So even if he doesn't get knocked out, I think he loses on points. But I just don't think he beats. Looking at that performance, it was outstanding. And I hate to put it in 2 videos. I should have just spoke positively about him and left it alone. But we'll see, man. I just don't think he beats Crawford. But it's going to be interesting, man. A lot of people are going to be talking now because styles make fights too. You know, Castaño is a monster. But you just got to be real with yourself. You know what I mean? Because this little Castaño coming, you know, winning the jab contest, getting the right hand there on him. Charlo backing up against the ropes too much, you know. But, you know, he fought a smart fight. But with Terence Crawford, I'm not sure. I'm just not sure he wins that fight. I think he needs to figure out what he's going to do next. But don't mess with Terence Crawford, especially Terence Crawford. Some people say if he goes up to fight at 154, Crawford has to earn that title fight. He can't just go up and fight for the undisputed distinction. There's so many other guys in line at 154. He's going to have to come and earn his spot. You know what I mean? And Jermell has all the belts, so Jermell's going to, I mean, they got to take you out. He has a target on his back now. But I think Jermell is definitely, he's going to hold his own at 154, but we'll see. He may go up to 160, man. You know, kind of check the box on the undisputed distinction at 154, but who knows? But leave your comments below. Let me know what you think. But I think Jermell, he's just a little bit too slow for Crawford, in my opinion. Yeah, he's powerful, but Crawford is long and rangy too. And you know what? Jermell really is shorter than his brother Jamal. I thought they're both about 6'1". Jermell he's not that much taller or bigger than Terence Crawford. Terence Crawford coming at 154, they'll be about the same frame-wise. Power-wise, I don't know. Crawford can crack too, so I think the fight would be very competitive. But I'm not gonna lie, I would favor Crawford in that fight. I really would. Not trying to, take anything away from Charlo. Charlo, he did his thing tonight. He looked wonderful, and he's durable. He was in great shape. But I just think he gets in there with a guy like Terence Crawford or EJ. He's not going to look so good for him. I just don't think he's going to be able. Crawford's not going to sit there and stand in front of you. He could get a little careless, but Crawford's not going to do that. Crawford's not stupid. Crawford could come and just box, counter him, and let his hands go. But then again, Crawford did get down on the cards against Sean Porter. Crawford's known for starting off slow. Can't do that with Jermell. Jermell will get up on the scorecards, and then when you try to come in there and turn up the heat, then that's when you start, you're more susceptible to getting countered, and Charlo will counter you. But you guys can leave your comments below. Let me know what you think, man. You think Charlo and Crawford is a fight to make? Since Spence and Crawford can't sort things out, and Jermell's going to have a bunch of nobodies trying to get at his belts, you might as well sort things out with one of those organizations so he can bang with Crawford, right? But I don't know. We'll see. But again, Jermell did well tonight. Undisputed, man, at 154, first 154-pound champion in the four belt era. It's an amazing fighter, man. The Houston Hammers. I hope they ride this wave and do like what I said in my last video. Man, go on out there now, man, and start showing up on the damn Wheaties box. You know what I mean? Show up on a bottle of Gatorade. You know what I mean? Go to Nickelodeon. Do something with the kids, Start getting paid. Real money. You know what I mean? Start to get paid, man. That's what I really like to see these guys, man. Get in some movies. Twin brothers, boxers, champions. Let's see them in some movies. Let's see them really make $1 billion. That's what I let them. He said something. It was him or his brother said something in an interview about they'll probably never make money like Mayweather. So if Mayweather wants to fight the guy more, Mayweather can do what he wants because he's earned that. He got so much money. They'll probably never make the money he'll make, and how they don't feel any kind of way about Mayweather. They feel he's earned his right to do what he's doing. And, they're right to a certain extent, but I don't agree with the fact that they'll probably never make that money. Them guys don't realize, man, they have a huge pot of gold sitting in front of them. They just need to figure out how to get to it. Because it's right there. It says, come get it. Charlo's, come get it. But they just need to figure out how to get to it. And once they do, they're out of here. Because those boys are sitting on a gold mine and they don't realize it. But that being said, like and subscribe if you enjoyed the video. Shout out to all the veterans. Y'all keep safe. Appreciate y'all supporting me. And you know what comes next. I'm in the breeze.